Welcome back to Chasing News. I'm Bill Spadia. In Wayne, New Jersey, there is a gun range that is slated to open soon. Some residents are speaking out saying it was rushed through without public input. Others are saying it's a perfectly legal enterprise, and there are others all over the state of New Jersey. For the full story, we've got Diana Blast. Diana, what do you got for us?
It may look like nothing now, but a new gun range is on its way to New Jersey, this one in Wayne on Route 23, and not everyone is pleased.
It's not the same thing as a coffee shop or a grocery store.
John Pennington says Wayne's decision to develop the gun range raises more questions than answers.
We're not against guns, we're against the potential for using them unsafely. And we have no assurance of what goes on in this place or what it takes to go in and rent a gun, which is, I understand what they do.
His concerns are part of a larger debate. Should you be able to rent a gun at these facilities without a background check? Democratic candidate for New Jersey's General Assembly says you shouldn't be able to, and he wants New Jersey to close a loophole before opening more gun ranges.
We think there should be a waiting period so that they can't walk in the same day. They should apply one day and be able to do it sometime later.
The company behind the gun range is Reloaders NJ LLC. I haven't been able to reach them for comment, but I did reach New Jersey's Second Amendment Society.
More people die from tools that are bought from Home Depot or from renting vehicles. You know, the fact of the matter is that millions of firearms have been rented in New Jersey with statistically 0% of any incidents ever happening.
Wayne approved the gun range on August 28th. I reached out to the mayor for comment, and I haven't heard back. For Chasing News, I'm Diana Blast.
Thanks, Diana. All right, I want to bring in our expert A-plus panel to weigh in on this. Jeanette Hoffman, political strategist, always good to see you here.
Thanks, Bill.
Arlene Perez, you are a partner at Dakotas Law. Good to have you.
Thanks, Bill.
And Arcade Antoine, you are head of Faith in New Jersey.
Yes.
Is that right? I got that right. Without looking.
Yeah.
You're the executive director. Because it's your first time here, we're happy to have you.
Good.
Let me ask you about this story. You know the story. There's a gun range going to open in Wayne. Some of the residents are upset. There's a little discussion of why is there not a background check for rented guns. What do you say?
I think ultimately the people are the ones that should have the voice. I mean, when people are upset, when people are frustrated, that means something was broken down in communications, and ultimately if it's their town, they should have the ultimate say. I understand that people want business and they want to make sure this place that's been open or not open since 2014 brings in some revenue, but ultimately there are some risks that when you're talking about gun range, when you're leasing
Have you ever
it
shot
to
a
other
gun?
people. No, I have.
You have?
Yes,
All right, you have.
yes.
You've been to the range? You've done it?
I don't go to the actively range. When I was younger, boys camp, yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Are you worried about gun violence? Do you think gun ranges and legal gun ownership may contribute to gun violence?
Me particularly, I'm not necessarily worried about gun violence, but I would say there has been some suicides in some of these gun ranges because you don't actually need a permit to actually use a gun.
That number is like 0.02%. I mean, the majority of people going to gun ranges are law-abiding citizens. It's law enforcement, it's military personnel. And you know what the #1 rising demographic is of people owning guns? Women. Women learning how to defend themselves. So I support this. I support a gun range. It's on a major highway, Route 23. It's not a residential area. We have this thing in New Jersey. It's called NIMBY, not in my backyard. And I think that's a lot of what we're seeing.
Arlene, what do you think? This is from a legal standpoint. They've got a right to do it. Legal product, legal activity. What do you say?
At the same day, it still has to be passed by council, and the residents have to be in agreement with it because they are elected at the end of the day. I would say that this is, while it is commercial, it's actually close to residential. It's about 90 feet from a house that's located next to it. So there should be some legitimate concerns about noise levels.
Have you ever shot a gun?
I have.
Have you? Gone to the range?
My husband belongs to a range. I haven't done a range yet.
And they're pretty soundproof, right? I mean, I think the majority of them, you wouldn't even know that they're gun ranges.
They can be,
Right.
but you have to make sure they're done correctly, which is why the council is there and they're empowered to pass this or not.
All right, guys, we got to leave it there. I want to thank our panel for being here. Jeanette, always good to see you. Archange, thank you for joining us today. And, of course, Arlene, always good to have you on the show.